So I came across this particular post on Selar recently talking about how last year they paid creators 8.3 billion naira for ebooks and templates. Now, as someone who made about 1.5 million from my Selar account last year, I also made some of that money from selling ebooks, although majority of my money actually came from courses. But I want to show you in this particular video how you can create and start selling ebooks and tap into that same 8.3 billion naira market. Now, when it comes to creating an ebook, I want you to go through what is called a transformation exercise. What do I mean by that? Pretty much very simple. You're going to take people from point A to point B, from level 1 to level 2, right? Now, trust me, you don't want to create an ebook or create a digital product where you're going to take people from level 1 to level 10. Don't let the transformation that you're promising people, because again, it's a promise. Don't let the transformation you're promising people be too wide. Let people not think that, oh, after I watch this video or after I read this particular ebook, I'm going to go from $0 to $10,000. It's practically impossible. Okay, even if it's possible, it's a one in a lifetime thing, or it's a fluke, it's a fugazi, that kind of thing. So make sure that when you're doing your transformation exercise, when you're creating your ebook, you don't have a very huge gap that you're telling people to jump. Now, when it comes to transformation, you pretty much have 3 types of transformation. Okay, health, wealth, or relationships. Health: people want to look good. People want to live longer. People want to live healthy. People want to be strong. They want to be fit. That's health. Wealth, which is where I play in a lot. People want to become wealthy. They want to make more money. They want to increase the money in their bank account. They want to live a certain lifestyle. They want to buy a brand new car. They want to be able to show off to their friends and family. They want to, travel the world. That sort of thing. That's where wealth comes in. And then last but not least is relationships. I want to be able to have you engage with a friend. I want to be able to engage with a lovely lady. I want to engage with a lovely man. Pause, not me, obviously. But things like that, right? So health, wealth, relationships. Your ebook has to perform a transformation exercise typically around one of those 3 pillars or 3 groups, that sort of thing. Okay, so now ask yourself this question. If I was to create an ebook and I'm taking people through a transformation exercise, what would that look like? How do I get this person from where they are now, level 1, to level 3? Once you've done the transformation exercise, the next thing is for you to create an outline of the ebook. Again, create an outline. An outline is table of contents, where certain things will go, how many chapters would the ebook have, what's the length, what's the word count you're going for, how would you divide the chapters, things like that. That is the structure. That is the outline of the ebook. I'm not saying go and write the ebook. Don't do that. You're going to make a mistake if you go this way. First, create the outline and make sure that it makes sense. And when it comes to outline and structures, I have prompts that you can use. Once you have the outline of your ebook, it's now time for you to write the ebook. Now, most times when I'm writing my ebook, I like to use the Google Docs application, and that's because it comes with Google accounts free of charge, right? If you prefer MS Word, or you prefer, what's it called now, you prefer your mobile notepad, maybe you don't have access to a laptop at the moment and you just want to write it in your notepad, that's fine. If you even want to write it with biro and paper, that's fine. I feel that's a bit tedious and that's long, but hey, I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to judge you. But in this step, you're going to take your outline. You're going to take, most likely you have a title you want to work with at this point in time, and then put it into your Google Doc. For me, it's going to be a Google Docs document or a Google document. You can put it in your notepad, wherever it is you want to do it, and then begin to write out your ebook. Okay? When it comes to an ideal length of how long should your ebook be, honestly, the best way for me to answer that question is your ebook should be as minimum or as little as it needs to be to provide the transformation you are promising the person that's reading it. So if I'm promising that I'm going to get you from point A to point B, right, my ebook needs to be short enough where it delivers value and shows you how to get from point A to point B. For example, my Rise of an E-commerce Empire ebook, that book I don't think is up to 100 pages. And that's because I provide you enough value from point A to point B to show you how to even get started. Now, The same way you used AI to create an outline for your ebook, you can use AI to help you to create each section of your ebook. But please do not just take what AI gives you. Again, it is your knowledge, it is your creativity, it is your taste that people want to see. Okay, if people could just go to ChatGPT and just get this information from ChatGPT, so don't try to be smart and then say that, okay, I'm going to lift AI and dump it here. Put your own flavor to the thing. When it comes to creating your ebook, you're going to use Canva. Now, if you don't have an account with Canva, it is very straightforward. You can use Gmail, you can use Facebook, you can even use your Apple or Microsoft account, or if you have a separate email provider, you can just use that to create an account. You go to create, you will type in ebook cover. Right? That's the first thing I want you to type in, ebook cover. It will show you some examples of ebooks that you can use, or ebook cover designs you can use and that you can design to look like what you want to work with. Okay? Now, if you don't have a paid Canva account, you have to look for something that is free. And the best way for you to look for something that is free, a design that is free, is to check under each picture, under each image template that Canva shows you. The one that doesn't have a crown is typically free. However, honestly, pay for Canva Pro. Trust me, it's worth it. It's obviously they're not sponsoring this video, even though it would be nice for them to sponsor the video. You know, it's worth it. Trust me, Canva is a tool I use every day. I use Canva every single day. Okay? Now, once you've created your ebook cover, the next thing you want to look for is ebook with multiple pages, right? Once you put that in your search bar for Canva, it will show you other ebooks that have content you can use. So some of that content, you can change the font, you can move things around, you can add images if you want to add images, things like that, okay? But the first one I want you to do is first design the cover and then design the content. Remember, you've already written it in your notepad, you've already written it in your in your Google Docs. So you are pretty much just transferring that information into the ebook. Once you are done, proofread the whole thing cover to cover. If possible, get other people, get like 3 or 4 of your friends that will find value in that particular type of information to read the ebook cover to cover. Trust me, this would help you later on when you now upload it on Selar. Selar is the platform that is going to host your ebook and allow you to share it with people that would pay you or buy the ebook from you, that sort of thing. Okay, so you're going to create an account on Selar and all those amazing things. Once you've created your account on Selar, it's now time for you to add your ebook, which you do so by clicking on add a new product or add product, something like that. Once you've added the products, your next problem is now the description. Now, there are 2 ways for you to sort out this description problem. Number 1, you can find other successful people that sell ebooks on platforms like Selar, and you can see how they've structured their description. You see how they structure their description, and you use that as a guide to structure your own description. Okay, that's option 1. Option 2, you go to ChatGPT or Google Gemini and you have a conversation of, this is what I'm trying to achieve, how do I achieve it? Once you've added your description, the next thing I want you to do is to add images of your ebook. The first image is obviously going to be the cover of your ebook, which you've designed on Canva. So that's the first image, right? The second image can be like an outline or a summary or a key takeaway of what people would get, or the opportunity or the reason why you're creating the ebook. Once you have that sorted, I now want you to also have reviews. So remember I told you that you should get 3 to 4 different people to read the ebook, right? Go back to those people and ask them for reviews. Please, this is very, very important, and it's going to help you stand out from everybody else that pretty much just uploads one image and leaves it alone. Okay, the idea is for you to stand out, be different, be unique, that sort of thing. Now, when it's time for you to promote your ebook, you pretty much have 3 options, right? The first one is community. What do I mean by that? Your friends, your family, your colleagues, anybody that comes to meet you to ask for your help on something, that's part of your community. You send them the link to your ebook and say, I'm doing this. oh yeah, go and start patronizing me. For example, my YouTube community, I put my ebook in the description of all my videos, right? So that's just an example of my community, how to share my knowledge and share the ebook and share what I'm selling with my community. That's number one. Number two is content. You can create content telling people about the benefits and the opportunities or the transformation they will experience when they read your ebook. So you can open an Instagram, you can open a TikTok, you can open a Threads account, you can even open YouTube. Like, this is content, and then begin to create content, right? So now you might think community and content sound alike, but they are not. The reason I say this is because there's some content that it would appear in AI. Somebody would type something on ChatGPT, and because you've created that content on Instagram or you created that content on YouTube, the AI platform would suggest that content, right? There is some content, like for example, if you Google how to run Facebook ads in Nigeria, one of my videos would pop up. Actually, not one, a few of my videos would pop up, because I actively engage on YouTube showing people how to use Facebook, Instagram to run ads and make money for their business, that sort of thing. So it's the same way for your own ebook, whatever, whether it's focused on health, wealth, or relationships, you create content around that, then it can also help you promote your ebook, that sort of thing, right? And then last but not least is ads. Ads is the one where most people will spend a lot of money promoting their ebook. Now, the challenge I have with ads is the ebook itself is what, 5,000 naira. If I'm spending 5,000 naira a day on ads, right? Imagine I'm spending 5,000 a day on ads and I'm selling maybe like 3 or 4 ebooks a day. That's 20, and I'm selling one for 5,000. So I'm spending 5,000 naira ads, but I'm getting 20,000 naira back from ebook sales, right? Let's just use that as an example. Now, why that's so great is because when you are creating ebooks, you create them once and they sell forever. The only challenge I have with running ads is, first off, you need to have a lot of customer reviews or ratings, or people talking about the benefits of your ebook. If your ebook is just new, it's a bit tricky. It's a bit tricky because people will visit the page, but they will not patronize you. Okay? Now, when you are running your ads, when you're using platforms like Selar, they also allow you to connect something called the Meta Pixel, right? Meta Pixel and the Conversions API. Now, this is very important because this is how Meta and Selar will be able to communicate with each other and make sure that your ads are being shown to the right set of people and being engaged properly. So when it comes to connecting your Meta Pixel, the first thing you're going to do is go to a website called business.facebook.com, right? This will take you to your Meta Business Suite profile, and you'll be able to see your dashboard that shows your Facebook and Instagram accounts, shows access to other tools like your Ads Manager tool, your content planner, so many other things, right? Now, if you don't know how to get here, another way you can find this place is go to your Ads Manager account, right? And then when you toggle to the left panel, you'll see an all tools. Once you click on all tools, you can then go to business settings and it will take you to that same page. Now on the settings page, I'm not going to use this video to talk about how to set this up. I have a separate video that shows you how to set all of this up for your business if you've not set it up before. But for the sake of this video, to keep it short and sweet, I'm just going to show you how to create and connect your Meta Pixel to your Selar account, right? So you have users, you have accounts, and you have data sources. Now the Meta Pixel is a sort of data source, as you can see here, data sets and pixels. So you're going to click on this, data sets and pixels, and you're going to click on add. When it tells you to click on add, you are going to create a new pixel. Right? Very, very straightforward. You give it a name. Ideally, you wanted to give it a name that is relatable to maybe your ebook or the Selar account. So for example, you can say something like that, right? I'm not going to use this. I don't know any IFI, and this is just an example, okay? But that's an example of something you can use to name your Selar pixel. When it comes to categories, it's only if you are talking about certain type of products. When it comes to running your ads or the kind of business you operate, If you don't operate any of these businesses, you should be fine. And then just click create. It's very, very straightforward. Now, once you've done that, you would have something that looks similar to this. Now, what I want you to do here is, first of all, assign people, right? Assign people, connect the names, connect the details of all the people that you want, that you would like to have access to this particular pixel. Okay, now, very simple. Assign people. You can walk through that process. The next thing I want you to do is go to connected assets. When it comes to connected assets, you are going to connect your ads manager account to this particular pixel. Okay, you're going to connect your ads manager account to this particular pixel. Please do not forget, it's very important. Now, once you have your people and connected assets done properly, you are going to now copy this code. So you're going to go back to your Selar dashboard, click the hamburger icon, and then scroll to where you see integrations. Okay, so you go to integrations and then you click on Facebook Pixel plus Conversions API. Now, that particular code you've copied, you are going to paste it here. Okay, you're going to paste it here and ideally enable Conversions API. So you now know how to also take part or tap into that 8.3 billion naira ebook market we were talking about earlier. You now know how to create and sell your own ebook on a platform like Selar. Now, what I said earlier still stands. One of the best ways to promote and make a lot of money from your ebook is by running ads and letting people know that that particular ebook is available and it can take them through a particular transformation exercise from point A to point B, level 1 to level 3, that sort of thing. Now, with that in mind, I strongly suggest you watch this particular video here, which shows what I believe is the best way to set up your Instagram ads as a new business or a first-time business.